John White was a man between two worlds, an artist, an expedition leader, and the grandfather of the first English child born in the Americas. In 1587, he led 115 colonists, women, men, and children, to Roanoke Island off the coast of what is now North Carolina, under the patronage of Sir Walter Raleigh and the watchful eye of Elizabethan ambition. That summer, a daughter was born, Virginia Dare, and hope seemed to take root. Then White sailed back to England for supplies and was not allowed home for 3 years. When he finally returned on August 18, 1590, coincidentally the 3rd anniversary of Virginia Dare's birth, the settlement was gone. Houses had been dismantled, a palisade stood empty, and on a post, carved with patient clarity, was one word: Croatoan. On a nearby tree, someone had carved C-R-O. No bodies, no battle, no record that explained the fate of the lost colony. From that absence grew a dozen theories and at least one conspiracy that has traveled 4 centuries. The simplest reading, etched in John White's journal and the few contemporary letters, is that the colonists moved deliberately to Croatoan Island, now Hatteras Island, home to an allied native group. The message could have been a marker, a signal of intent to relocate where they could live with native allies. That theory gained quiet weight in later archaeology. Scattered late 16th century English-style artifacts have been found on Hatteras and along the mainland, suggesting contact and possible assimilation. Oral histories among coastal tribes also preserve memories of new families and strange-skinned people joining native communities. But where facts leave gaps, conspiracies rush in. One persistent accusation leveled in later centuries claims that Spanish agents destroyed the colony under orders from the crown. Spain, then the dominant power in North America, had reasons to extinguish English footholds. The historical record, however, shows no Spanish confirmation. Spain had plans to crush English incursions, but no verified operation matches an attack on Roanoke. The lack of physical evidence for massacre undercuts that version. A darker conjecture suggests an English cover-up. The conspiracy theory goes like this. The fledgling English state and its aristocratic sponsors had poured money and prestige into colonization. To admit catastrophic failure, mass starvation, capture, or massacre would have undermined claims, investments, and political standing. Some argue that colonists were clandestinely moved or absorbed into other colonies, and records were suppressed to avoid embarrassment or to protect claims to land. Supporters point to the vagueness of surviving reports, the powerful patrons involved, and the political chaos of the Anglo-Spanish naval war that distracted official attention. There are strengths and limits to each claim. We know John White returned with a naval squadron ill-suited to immediate pursuit. War and weather delayed him. We know the Croatoan people were capable allies, and that the carving matched the name of their island and village. We also know Sir Walter Raleigh later sought to profit from quiet claims in Virginia. Secrecy or obfuscation could protect patents and avoid exposing English weakness to Spain. Modern investigations have not closed the case. Archaeologists in the 20th and 21st centuries have uncovered tantalizing artifacts, trade goods, fragments of European craftsmanship on islands and mainland sites that match the time frame. Genetic and oral history work hint at integration between English survivors and indigenous populations. Yet nothing identifies a mass grave or a relocated English town. The Croatoan carving remains at the heart of the mystery, a single human word that can mean rescue, surrender, alliance, or a final inscription before disappearance. Conspiracy in this story is not a clean accusation, but a frame for the intolerable silence left by empire building. It asks why a nation would vanish without decisive record and who benefited from ambiguity. The truth may be prosaic. disease, relocation, and intermarriage with native communities, but the fact that such a disappearance could be spun into plots of sabotage, secret removal, and political concealment shows how thin the scaffolding of early colonization was. John White returned to England a haunted witness to absence. The Lost Colony of Roanoke endures as history and myth, a real disappearance that birthed conspiracies, and a reminder that when empires leave no clear story, rumor and suspicion will write one for them.